Hello, I'm going to make some refrigerator pickles. They're not good for long-term storage, but they will last several months in the refrigerator. I'm going to be making this big old gallon jug full of these pickles. Alright, first thing we're going to do, oh yeah, if I have any brine left over, I'm going to also pour the rest in that jar there. Okay, I started off with 6 cups of water. Let me just get this out of the way. Okay, 6 cups of water. I'm going to add to that 3 cups of vinegar, and 2/3 cup of salt. Okay, we're gonna let this boil. We're gonna put it on medium heat, medium to high heat, until it boils. Then we're going to turn it off, and I'm going to let it cool a little bit because we are going to be pouring it into this plastic jug. Don't want it too hot to go into the jug. Alright, one moment please. Gotta light the old burner. Alright, I'm going to get this brought up to a soft boil, and then I'll come back to you. Okay, I don't know if I mentioned, it's canning salt that you use, or plain salt, not iodized salt. I used my canning salt. Okay, while that's going, we're going to start adding the goodies into our jug. Alright, now we're going to add, let's see, 1/2 cup of onion, if you don't care for a lot of onion, you could do 1/4 cup. I don't care. Pickled onion is great. I put 6 cloves of garlic. I peeled and I smushed with my palm of my hand. I crushed them. That helps get the oils moving around, getting happy with that vinegar. I'm going to go ahead and add the dill now. And I'm going to put in, let's see, 1/2 of a tablespoon of dill. And I'm going to do a heaping tablespoon. It's hard to do with one hand. Let me just pour it in here like this. Making messes, but that's wonderful. Okay, and then we're going to do a tablespoon of peppercorn. Yeah, tablespoon of peppercorn. I don't have a tablespoon measure little thingy doodle, so I am going to use my 1/2 twice. I'm so sorry about my cameraing. I'm not the best at the cameraing, running a camera. I need a cameraman. Alright. And then it's going to be a tablespoon and 1/2 of mustard seed. I'm getting it everywhere. I should have pre-measured. like lots of mustard, so that's why I'm putting so much. Plus it's a big old container. We'll just do that. It don't look like a whole lot in there, I don't think. Yeah. Anyway, it's gonna be good. I got 2 tiny little jalapeno peppers to give it some spice. Now, it's going to have some spice with the mustard seed and the peppercorn. But I'm going to add a little. I save these from when we get pizza, which ain't very dang often. But I'm just going to put in just a tad. I think that's good. Just to give it some color. Alrighty then. Now, all we have left to do is wait for the water to come up to a soft boil. Mainly all you want to do is melt the salt. So I'm not going to bring it up to a roaring boil. It's starting to have a little activity now, so I'm probably going to take it off. Otherwise, that's longer. I got to wait for it to cool before I pour it into this plastic jug. Alright, y'all, I'll be back. Alright, the water's hot enough now. I brought it almost to a boil. Not quite, because I don't want to melt my plastic. This jar grew because I had more cucumbers cut up than I thought. And I can't tell you how many cucumbers you need or how many cups. What I done was I cut up all the cucumbers, I put them in the jar, and kind of got an idea of how many was going to fit. And as you can tell, I was a little off because I went from a pint jar to a quart jar. But that's the way I did it. Alright, now you just take this water and pour it over the pickles. I don't think it'll melt it, so we're going to try it. Oh, I'm so sorry. Are we getting close? We're getting close. Alright, I'm going to have to make some more brine for the quart. That's alright. The brine, the measurements to make the brine for the quart would be 2 cups of water, 1.5 cups of vinegar, and 3 tablespoons of salt, canned salt. And I'll put the recipe for the big jug down in the description box, and I'll put the recipe for the quart jar down in the description box. So that way you have a little bit of leeway what you want to do. Just not everybody's going to want one of these big old dudes in the refrigerator, but I love pickles, and my husband eats a lot of them in the summer because he works out in the heat and it replenishes the salt back into his body. I wanted to tell you what inspired me to make these pickles. 2 things actually. The first thing, we went to go visit our neighbors the other night, and let me make sure this isn't getting too soft. Yeah, we went to go visit our neighbors the other night, and they got cucumbers coming out of their ears. They are super blessed with cucumbers. So, they gave me a bunch of pickles. They gave me a bunch of cucumbers. The pickles they had made, and I tasted them, and they were wonderful. I've been buying Best Made dill pickles. That's been my favorite. I don't even know how long. I can't even remember. I've been eating them all my life. That's all my mama bought. That's all my daddy bought. Well, anyway. And I've got 2 big old jugs like this in the bed, you know, in my storage, in my pantry. But anyway, I tasted their pickles and they were wonderful. So I was like, okay, I gotta make me some. Well, these aren't the recipe that they used. But what caused me to decide to make these ones, LouisianaPrepper, she made some, these are supposed to be crunchy, dill pickles. Icebox refrigerator pickles. Well, I just multiplied her recipe, tweaked it how I wanted it, and you can do that with my recipe too. Just tweak it up a bit. If you haven't been over to visit LouisianaPrepper, you gotta go over there and visit her. She's got some good information she's sharing, and I'll put her link to her pickle video in the description box down below this one, so y'all can go and visit and see the original, see the mastermind at work. Alright, y'all. Oh, I was going to tell you about my lovely neighbors. We've been great friends for years and years. But yeah, I just thought it was really sweet of them to share all these cucumbers, and they sent me home with like 5 jars of pickles, and I got 1 more week to wait before I can open them, and I'm just busting out ready to open them right now, but I'm going to let them wait. These, put them, you can leave them overnight on the counter, that way, you know, the liquid cools off. Then tomorrow, 24 hours, I guess, or 12, whatever, whenever they're cool, stick them in the icebox, leave them in there, and that's where you store them at. They're not good for long-term storage, but they will stay in the icebox for months and months, or until you eat them all, whichever. Now, what I'm fixing to do with these, I'm fixing to get the air bubbles out and seal it up, and just set it over there on the cabinet and just leave it there until tomorrow when I wake up, and then I'll decide whether I want to put it in the icebox or not. Hold on, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I just had to go get my spray. I'm very excited about these. I cannot wait to try them. I just, my neighbors gave me all these cucumbers, and I decided, well, I want to try LouisianaPreppers, so I just doubled the recipe. Well, I actually, you know, there's 4 quarts in a gallon, so I just did my math, is what I done. Oh, I got another thing to share with y'all. Okay, in the Ball Cannon Blue Book, if you look under dill pickles, it'll say 1 head of dill. Well, they're talking about fresh. Okay, but say you don't have any fresh. Say you just don't have any. Okay, what I found out was 1/3 of a teaspoon equals 1 head of fresh. The dry is always going to be stronger, more potent than the fresh. So you only need 1/3 of a teaspoon. So if you go to do quart size, just use 1/3 of a teaspoon, and that will take care of your quart. I'll put it down in the description box. But don't that look lovely? I hope the light is doing it good. There's so many colors in there. It already tastes pretty dang good. I just love pickles. I love them fried. I really love fried pickles. I don't get to have them very often because they make you fat if you eat too much. So it's just a little treat. But I can't wait to get these finished. You're going to let them sit in the icebox for 2 weeks. Let them, you know, cure for 2 weeks. And then you can open them and just have a ball. Alright, y'all. I think this is all I have to share with you. I'm sorry about my bad photography and all that. But, yeah, I don't really make a whole lot of videos. Anyway, thanks y'all for watching. Enjoyed this little experiment. And I'll let you know how they taste. They're going to be good. Thank you, LouisianaPrepper. And thank you, my dear sweet neighbors across the road. And, y'all have a good evening.